All right, all right. Welcome back to Marathon. I got a couple things to talk about because I'm an old fool and I'm old school and I'm so cool. And that's like a really old rap reference. Because you get it? It's a never mind. Anywho, I'm back. I'm back. I just had my first ever clear of Outpost, not the beverage, the location. Um, and I wish I had the whole thing on film. I just uploaded a short clip that was like the tail end of it. I'm going to try to get the other clip up of like the earlier end of it. Let me do some stuff in the background here. I'm afraid to go back into game because whatever's going on right now, Bungie are going to be doing some server maintenance tomorrow, noon PST, allegedly. PDT? Yeah, PDT. Sorry. Pacific Daylight Time. They're going to be doing a noon server overhaul, update, something really good. We're going to love it. It's going to be great. Definitely not going to be down for 2 weeks, anything like that. Don't believe anyone who told you that. They're lying. And they're going to be rehauling the server, doing something cool like that on the interwebs. I just really have to talk about how flippin' cool this game is to me from a personal standpoint. Anyone that knows me knows I was obsessed with the original trilogy. Like obsessed. I have a newer sweatshirt before any of this game info released, before there was any merchandise to get. I have like the green print Durandal logo, Marathon logo glitched out, printed on a sweatshirt from like an Etsy store, because I'm like, it is that deeply ingrained in my psyche. And I've named stuff like Tycho, Durandal, my AirPods. Like my headphones are usually named Boomer, and not because of the whole like Boomer, like before the whole Boomer thing became a thing. This is like what Durandal renamed the Tiffer, I think it was, when he was escaping on a four dreadnought. Yeah, he renamed it Boomer, and there was a little scene in the original game that it was, it was not even a 4 vessel, it was a Jajaro ship or a Yarrow ship that Durandal liberated and named it Manus Cellar Day, and he called it Boomer, and that was the joke, is the nickname was Boomer, and there was a shot of it spray painted on the side of the hull as if it was Witch on somebody's car in the movie Weapons, which I just saw. Also a fantastic film. My goodness gracious. Blessed be Conan O'Brien for doing that whole Emmys sketch. That was rad. I am just having peak nostalgia here. I have very much been excited about this game coming out. I went through a period where I really, truly kind of hated the whole thing of it not being PvE. Went through kind of hating that it was going to be all online multiplayer. Just knowing how that goes. It's the internet. What's the old thing about anonymity plus a microphone equals total bleep, 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 bleep. I can't say it because YouTube's TOS. People get weird if they're anonymous and have an audience, right? Look at me. Anywho, playing Marathon, running through Outpost, felt like an old LAN party. It felt like an original game. Way back when the first-person shooter thing was new, and it was fresh, and it was just a wild new thing that you could do with your friends. It was wild when, because I like, my generation and several other generations saw the internet come into play more, right? We went from being a completely analog group of people to people that were online and even chronically online. You know, that used to be kind of a badge of honor if you had the time to sink into being chronically online and exploring all the new stuff that was out there. Like, shoot, for a while I was looking at getting a mini disc player. Like, that's literally how like old and into tech that I kind of fancy myself as, right? But it's really, really cool to have marveled at the laptop that I originally played Marathon on. It was a PowerBook G3 Pismo with the bronze keyboard. It was not the Lombardo. It was the transparent bronze, which meant like a root beer brown. And I had all kinds of stuff that I was modding on it. I never got around to actually putting backlights and cool trick stuff under the keyboard like I was gonna. They even sold blue keyboards for it at one point that were really neat looking, but that was back when you actually had expansion bays that would pop out of the side of it, right? You could get an iOmega zip drive, and you could get a floppy disk reader because Apple phased out the floppy disks real early, even though they did have a CD drive. Marathon and I think Marathon to Randall and then Infinity came on CD drive. The original Marathon, if I am not totally mistaken, I think it was installed off floppy disks, man. I think it was that far back. Unless I'm thinking of Pathways into Darkness, installed off a floppy disk. It has been kind of a wild ride. And it's so cool to see a group of artists, a group of developers like Bungie come together and put out something like Marathon. It is a little bit hard to swallow, the artistic vision at times. It is a little bit hard to swallow a full interface for a game looking like Google Chrome or any Chromium product dark mode. Feel like you're on a Chromebook at your local high school or university or medical center, right? And there's some definite aesthetic choices that are going to rub people different ways when it comes to playing Marathon. But I am just here to tell you, it is so mind-numbingly, mind-blowingly cool to see what they have turned that old first-person shooter into. From what it originally was to the Aleph 1 remake, which is the number beyond infinity. That's the joke. Aleph 1 is infinity plus 1. And you can go on Steam right now. You can download any of the trilogy, Marathon, Marathon to Randall, and Marathon Infinity, and you can play them. They are boomer shooters. They're probably going to make you a little nauseous if you play them for too long because of the, I believe, the frame capture rate and the way that 3D was rendered at the time. It can be a little nauseating. They're polygon-based. They are going to look a lot more squared off. But Aleph 1, if you're not already aware and not a mega fan of Marathon, and you're just here because you want to know what the server count is currently population-wise, it's a polygon-style game. It was one of the original map builders that were wrapped with a game, and you're going to be able to build your own maps and run through them if you really, really wanted to, because it is rather outdated, and I'm sure there's people out there listening to this that just map build in UE5 for funsies on the weekend. And there are games you can do that in. I think that's incredibly cool. It's incredibly cool. As you can tell here, I mean, I get riffed on all the time for it. I am not a pro player. I am not a competition level player. I'm probably never going to be one. I'm going to be bronze 3, and I enjoy it. You know, this is something that I like to do. It's something that I like to do to relax on the weekends. At times, it's something that I like to do a little too late at night sometimes. I like to play new games, and if you're looking for the heavy sweats, I could definitely point you to Aztecross and the people that are helping him get through Cryo. And Aztecross, I'm sorry, man. I watch all your videos. I don't mean to. Anywho, there's a lot here. There's a lot to love about Marathon. There's a lot that could be a lot more lovable. And I really hope that things veer more toward the community and clearing, like I just did, clearing a map with a group of rooks, 3 other rooks that were picked up along the way. Suddenly people are talking on the microphone. My game crashes, I'm able to jump back in, and we're able to actually get the heck out of the whole thing. That to me is a hell of a lot of fun. If people don't want to play like that, they want to do PvP only, they want to do, everyone die right now, cool. That's fine. I just hope that there's going to be room for everybody and what everyone wants to see out of the game. I really do. And I hope that this game is going to continue to take off and be a lot of fun and have a community. I just think that'd be great.